welcome everybody. In this video, we're going to focus on the what of learning in the principle called multiple means of representation. This principle is focused on the neural network of recognition within the brain, involving all of our senses. Presenting content in different ways supports resourceful, knowledgeable learners. In this chart, representation follows the principle of multiple means of expression because the affective or emotional state of being engaged and having motivation to learn is the ideal state to begin to perceive and comprehend content prior to being able to act on and express what has been learned. But of course, they are all interconnected. The principle of multiple means of representation is concerned with maximizing the learner's ability to perceive, decode, and comprehend content. Again, each principle is founded by 3 guidelines, and all guidelines are designed to empower students as they select pathways for their learning. As we've described in the previous module, first guideline level is access. So moving from left to right on the access level, we come to the guideline of perception in the representation principle. Let's take a deeper look. Using the perception guideline, we can customize the display of information and offer alternatives for auditory and visual information. Options for perception make it possible for learners to customize their navigation of resources and personalize their learning in ways that meet their needs. The educator goal in this principle is to empower learners to locate and to make perceptual choices from various materials and technologies, and build the skills for ongoing location of resources over time. Following the guideline of perception is the guideline of language and symbols, which is based on the build level and is about building student vocabulary, for example, using glossary hyperlinks, explanations, and illustrations, and familiarity with the syntax and symbols of the content. This also provides opportunities to unpack the structure of whatever you're sharing and to decode text and images, as well as promoting understanding across various languages and cultural understandings. Multimedia like speech-to-text and videos with closed captions and transcripts to accompany the audio empowers learners to actively choose resources from multiple options. Here, the educator goal is to empower students to choose and utilize strategies from amongst resources that will help them decode and build understanding across language and symbols. When we move along the internalized level, we see the guideline of comprehension, which is where we help students to comprehend the material, first by activating background knowledge, which is based on lived experience and previous educational experiences, and then by highlighting those big picture key ideas and patterns and relationships between pieces of information. We can do this by chunking information and creating check-ins for their understanding and how they are connecting this to their lived and previous experiences. In the online environment, learning can be guided by learner check-ins, can be created using various games, quizzes, and self-reflection tools that support learners to identify gaps and determine next steps to address these. Multiple entry points and organization tools assist students to gather and curate information and record their understanding. And then finally, in this principle comes facilitating the transfer of these new understandings to new and novel situations, such as applying new acquired knowledge and skills to critical discourse and formative projects. Scaffolded practice related to real life is critical to enhancing understanding of content and empowering learners on the road to finally acting on and expressing their mastery in authentic ways, as we will soon explore in Module 4. We are always moving towards that ultimate goal of fostering expert learning, and to that end, multiple means of representation focuses on the goal of becoming resourceful and knowledgeable. Of course, being a lifelong learner is a lifelong endeavor which doesn't start and stop when learners are with us, but we can definitely support them on that journey.